As we continue our look at St. Paul history through the names of its streets, we consider two streets named for two very different men. In most cases, the more important a street was, the more famous was the person it was named for. It's hard to think of a more prominent location or a more symbolic connection than the half-mile stretch of roadway that joins the state capitol with the St. Paul Cathedral. In 1961, it was christened John Ireland Boulevard to commemorate a man who was an influential force in both the American Catholic Church and St. Paul a century ago. John Ireland and his parents were Irish immigrants who arrived in St. Paul in 1853 when John was 15. After studying for the priesthood in France, he returned to the U.S. to fight in the Civil War while also serving as a chaplain. After the war, Father John Ireland took an active role in trying to make St. Paul a better place. He spoke out against political corruption and the evils of alcohol. He established new immigrant communities in western Minnesota to help relieve overcrowding in the cities of the East. In the Archdiocese of St. Paul, Father John started a parochial school system, including St. Thomas College, St. Paul Seminary, and along with his sister, St. Catherine's College. In 1884, John Ireland was ordained Archbishop of St. Paul, serving 34 years until his death in 1918. During that time, he guided the building of the Basilica of St. Mary's in Minneapolis and the Cathedral in St. Paul. John Ireland Boulevard is a fitting tribute to this world-renowned citizen of St. Paul. Other times, a name is familiar just because it's been around a long while. Take the case of Edward Phalen. Although on early maps there was little agreement about how to spell his name, he has a street, a boulevard, a lake, an entire park named after him. So, what made him so important? The short answer seems to be, he got here first. In 1838, when St. Paul was just a small village, Edward Phalen was discharged from the army at Fort Snelling. He laid claim to land north of the village and shared a cabin with John Hayes, another recently discharged soldier. When the body of John Hayes was found in the river after he had been missing for several days, Phalen was the prime suspect. He spent 6 months in prison before a dying Indian confessed to the murder. Phalen returned to St. Paul and staked out other claims near present-day McCarran's Lake. But in 1850, he was indicted for perjury by the first grand jury in Ramsey County history. Phalen fled to California, but along the way was killed by his companions when he became violent. Edward Phalen's life and deeds will never be honored like John Ireland's, but nevertheless, his name is remembered.